essence of your soul is calling you.
Namaste, friends. Thanks for being here in the Soul Playhouse with me again this Saturday. We are going to revisit our friend Obsidian, have a little rock talk and a little listening time with Obsidian. We're also celebrating Lionsgate 8/8. It is a portal of energy that happens every August, and it actually goes this year. I forget the start date. It was around the beginning of August, I think, and it ends the 12th of August. But 8/8 is always considered the peak of that energy. And so we are celebrating Lion today and some of that Lion energy. It's also a full moon. So while we have Lionsgate every year, we have a full moon every month. And both Lion and full moons invite us into our emotional body. So we're going to spend some time with emotions. I've also got some field trips to take. I'm going to a fire ceremony led by a Mayan elder and for the special Lionsgate. And so I don't know that I'll be able to do any footage of that, but you can help me get ready. And I'm also going to pop out to the lake and see if we can't get some of that full moon gorgeousness on the lake. So lots to celebrate today. I'm so glad you're here. Let's do some play time, some listening time, and some deep heart connection time. Yeah. So last Saturday, we spent time with our friend Snowflake Obsidian, and we talked a little bit about that. Since that time, I took a field trip to the Peace Garden that is really close to here, and there's so much obsidian there. So we will be doing a proper field trip to share with you at the Peace Garden at some point very soon. Obsidian is volcanic glass, and Mount Shasta was a volcano. I guess it still is. The snowflake obsidian is a little softer than the full-on obsidian, and this obsidian is, like I said, the volcanic glass, but it is a great stone for grounding us and helping us feel protected. And so as we get into our sharing today with our emotions, maybe even some big emotions, it's always good to be able to feel safe and grounded and protected. So I wanted to just listen for a moment to see what Obsidian might have to say in this moment. Now, you can take whatever stone you have in your hand or anything you have in your hand or just hands over your heart for a little moment of listening. Every stone is different. This one I have found has this beautiful little thumbprint for me to put. So I love holding this one in two hands like this. But whatever you've got in your hands or hands over your heart, let's just take a moment to listen. Let's focus on any negativity that we might want to transmute in this moment. All right. Deep breath. Deep breath of gratitude. And deep breath of willingness to listen. Did you hear any messages, my friend? What did you hear? I heard to trust the divine order and the perfection of protection that is always around, right here, right now. And to also trust that when negativity shows up, whatever we want to term as negative, whether that be painful emotions or situations that we wish or want to be different, whatever we're terming as negative, that's all part of the divine order too. Yeah. And so we can lean in, especially to our emotions that are sometimes painful or that we don't want to maybe deal with. We can lean into those emotions and feel our way through them. See what they're here to teach us or see what they need for us to release so that we can experience more freedom and more peace. You know who can help us a lot with our emotions? Lion. Feature creature teacher lion lives with other transformational feature creature teachers in a corner of my bedroom. So of course we have snake, we know all about snake and transformation and butterfly, but lions and tigers are also great friends to help us transmute our big emotions. Yeah, a lion's roar can be heard for 5 miles. Can you imagine? That is some loud roaring. Well, we all have big emotions. Yeah. When babies are in distress, they can scream really loud. And most of us learn to kind of muffle those sounds that need to come out. But there are many things that help us. I was reminded of chamomile. When babies are teething, chamomile can be great to rub on their gums. And then there's homeopathic chamomile that is great for giving babies, but also as big people when we are feeling stressed and distressed and we need to calm down. But there's chamomile oil. And so I have some of this here that I can just breathe in. The oils are great. Lemon verbena is another one that really calms you down instantly. It just, the vagus nerve is something that we can stimulate to calm our emotions down. But, calming down our emotions is great, but a lot of times we just need to feel them and process them, right? Because when we don't process our painful emotions, they can come out in all kind of ways that aren't so good for our lives, Can come out in destructive behaviors, can come out in, just more pain, just having relationships or situations that, don't really serve us that well or that just bring us more pain. So transmuting the emotions is great. Another thing that we know about these painful emotions is that very often they're stored. They're stored in our body, destructive cellular memory. And a lot of that can happen when we are kids. Yeah. So I'm going to talk to my little girl. Hi, Lori. So this is a sweet little thing that I found recently, kind of recently, cleaning out my dad's ranch, the old family ranch. And it's second grade. And I'm loving that the teacher did this, probably like as a, I don't even know, little Christmas tree ornament or just a little thing. But she's here. Hi, baby. Hi, sweet Lori. So I'm going to invite you. Okay, you stay here. So come, little sweet Lori. Come with Lion. Yeah. And as we're going to tap in with our inner child to think about, maybe feel some repressed emotion or some emotion that might be left over from childhood, maybe just a memory. We also remember that Lion is a great protector and we are safe with Lion. Yeah, the Lion's Gate portal that happens every August is always an opportunity and an invitation to be courageous, be brave. Yeah. So if you have a picture of yourself when you were young, it might be nice to grab that for this moment. You can just close your eyes. You can just see how you can connect in the circle of time with the young you. Yeah. And so we allow ourselves now to go back. For many of us, that's many decades. And if you're here, it's probably been at least a couple decades since you were a child. And so we're allowing ourselves to go back there now into the young one. And maybe we tap into a time when we were like little Lori in this picture, 2nd grade. Maybe we're younger, maybe we're older, 5th grade. Maybe we're younger, like kindergarten. Maybe you're even going to tap into something when you were a toddler or even a baby. Sometimes people have visceral memories of things that happened when they were a baby. For our highest good and the highest good of our soul's journey, our happiness, and for our little one in the circle of time. Perhaps we can even go back and comfort that little one in the circle of time. But let's see if there is one memory or some situation that wants to come forward now. A time when we were feeling fearful, a time when we perhaps did not feel safe, a time when we needed to be strong and brave and courageous, and maybe just we were all out of brave. We didn't know how to be that courageous. We were just a little innocent child. Let's see if anything particular comes up. My little girl is saying thank you for being with me in this circle. Yes. My little girl had a lot of suffering and times where she was very afraid. There was sexual abuse that was very hard for her to reckon with. And she was scared of many, many things. She was scared of going to hell. She was a good little Catholic girl, and nobody was supposed to have anything to do with sex until you were married. And she was just a tiny girl. And somehow she felt that must be her fault, you know? Little Lori, I'm so sorry you felt like that. And I just hold you now and I rock you and I tell you how beautiful and innocent you are. And how you will never go to hell. There is no hell. And even the part of you that felt like you were making big mistakes, that there was a sin. You know, the word sin just means mistake. It's an archery term, to miss the mark, sin. But little Lori, there was no sin or mistake on your part, my love. Your soul was in this situation, but your little tiny body didn't have any kind of tools to deal with that. I'm sorry you were so scared. I'm sorry there was nobody there to protect you. Yeah. I think sometimes our inner child just needs to hear those words in the circle of time, you know? Just to be honored for the pain. Be honored for what they went through, you know? And something like sexual abuse is something that is easy to hide and sweep under the rug because that's the way it's supposed to be. Nobody's supposed to talk about it. Well, when we are courageous and brave and we go back and we hold the space for the pain, that's how we transmute it. And little Lori, I just want to say that all of your creativity lives so large in me. And if it weren't for you, little Lori, we probably wouldn't be here with all these fun feature creature teachers like Lion. Yeah. And so I hold you safe and dear. I hold you safe and dear for all those times where you were scared and all those times that you suffered so. I hold you dear in this moment. And we say thank you to Lion for helping us be brave and helping us be courageous and for holding us and protecting us now. Yeah. So I'm going to leave you right here with the sweet chamomile. And Future Creature Teacher asking us, what big emotions do we hold? Can we touch into those big emotions and move through them? And as I've had this moment with my little Lori and her pain and her fear, I do feel freer. I do feel lighter. And I know she feels safer and more loved. So I hope that you were able to touch into a place with your inner child. And if not in this moment, take the invitation forward. And at any given moment, you can visit with your inner child in the circle of time. And just know that every time you're having fun and doing things that just feel joyous and you're laughing and you're having a great time, your inner child is alive and well and very happy about that. Our inner children have so much wisdom for us. And play is a great way to be wise and to have fun and to be with our inner child. Brought the lions to our circle, along with a few of our smaller cat friends. Is there a feline that lives at your house? You guys got cats? I know a lot of people have cats. So, yeah, lions are kind of big cats, but you know, lions roar and cats purr. And the big cats, like lions and tigers that can roar, they can't purr. And some of the bigger cats, like a puma, can purr but not roar. So, should we take a moment of play with our lions in the circle? Oh, who's calling? Who's calling? Hello? Oh, it is our friend Lion calling, and Lion is telling us that it is okay to roar, yeah, and to purr. We have the ability to do both. Okay, so when should we roar? All right, when we need to let out big emotions, we can roar and purr. Yeah, purr when we're happy. All right, thanks, Lion. Good message. All right, you got any big thing you want to let out? All right, I'm feeling like I'm running late to my Mayan ceremony, so I'm going to let out that as a stressful roar right now, okay? You got anything? Let's roar together. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Roar! Ooh, that did feel kind of good. All right. Now, when cats purr, it's a vibration that builds bone density. So I don't know if I can really purr, but let's try that one. Let's just try to generate some happiness frequency vibration. I like it. Let's do it again. Yay. All right. Just because we're here, one more roar. Roar! Yeah. And definitely more purring. That is fun to play with. Kitties and big kitty lions. All right. And you know what? I want to spend a little more time playing with the word lion. I'm feeling lion-hearted. Yeah, full of bravery and courage, lion-hearted. Yeah. And I want to visit in nature with some lions and maybe a few other friends like sea lions. And maybe even that great mushroom, lion's mane. Do you take lion's mane? I actually do. It's a great supplement for your brain. Lion's mane is good for the brain. And so let's scooch out into nature to look at lion's mane mushrooms, sea lions, and of course, our friends, lion. Roar! Yes, I am getting ready to go to the fire ceremony with the Mayan elder. I'm also wanting to make some earrings for this event, and I often kind of run out of time. So I'm not sure how much time I have to play, but I do have snowflake obsidian beads. And I put a couple of amber beads here too, because they would look lovely with my blouse. But also amber is a resin that comes from the trees, and it is known to purify by, drawing out negativity and toxins and releasing those. I have my crystal hearts, which I love, of course. I make a lot of earrings with those. Got some nice little mushrooms. There's always so many things to play with. And again, timing being what it is, what can I do? I also love to do the feather earrings. So let's see, what can I whip together here? Okay, there was lots to play with, and obviously I can do lots more creating in the days to come. But for this moment, this is what I've got. I did do the snowflake obsidian with the amber, and these little hearts are hematite, and hematite is another great mineral stone for transmuting negativity. And then, of course, I have my free-floating feathers. And as it worked out, I'm going to have one feather on one side and two on the other. And I think I'm going to put the two on the left side, symbolizing the spirit, and the one on the right side, because I am a woman who walks alone, at least in the human realm, obviously always with spirit. But and then 3 is a magical alchemical number as well. 3 for divinity, 3 for creativity, 3 for mind, body, spirit, 3 for the human divinity intersection. All right, I got to get going to this Mayan ceremony. Woohoo! All right, yes, here is the earrings. And yes, I am a woman who walks alone, and yet I open my heart to find new friends and new partnerships and people to play with. And there's the divine alchemy over here with our 2 feathers, humanity and divinity, playing together, and then the 3. Yeah, and I've got my Auntie Dee's beautiful, beautiful carnelian stone and these little carnelian seed beads for creativity and connection, and some citrine, always good for purifying. And then my beautiful glass peace sign and my little peace signs up top. I'm at peace. I'm going with a grateful heart and at peace into this Mayan fire ceremony on Lion's Gate. If I can take a few pictures, I will and share them with you. I don't know how that will flow, if that'll be a closed situation or open to that. But yeah, thanks for being with me to get ready. And I better get out the door. Time to go. The Mayan ceremony turned out to be quite an adventure. It entailed meeting up at one place, then carpooling to another place, and walking through the beautiful nature, and coming into the circle where they smudged each of us going in, which is always good. And then it was a bit of a circle, not the kind of circle that I'm used to. But the Mayan elder did lots of prayers, and it was a beautiful ceremony. And it was an opportunity for me to meet new friends and be with others, and to be in ceremony, which is different in the way that I do ceremony or that other people that I have been in circle with do it. And it's all good. You know, the full moon did come up, and I was reminded how hard it is to take pictures of the moon, at least with my phone camera here. And ultimately, it was just an opportunity to appreciate and enjoy what was and not need it to be anything different. So that was one of my takeaways from it. And then the Lion's Gate portal is always about us being in our power and knowing who we are. And so I was reminded of the way that I do circles and that I am still very much called to circling. And so there will be many more circles in the future. And for this circle, I just bless everyone that was in it. And perhaps especially the lioness goddess who was that lion elder. Yeah. Definitely time for bed, lions. After the Mayan ceremony, I went out to Lake Siskiyou. I was all planned out to sing Shine Through the Shadows with the moonlight on the lake. Unfortunately, the beautiful moon, beautiful full moon, was not really shining on the lake. You know, these things are so much about where you are, where the moon is. And so it's actually shining in the side of the house over here. Yeah, so I had to surrender. Now, in the library, in my Leaping Literacy library, I keep lots of books and songs and things. So we're going to do a different song. This song is also at a lake. It's at Lake Taboo, near where I used to live. And it's in the daylight, not the moonlight. I surrender. But it's about surrendering a lot of those big emotions and returning to love. Yeah. Because ultimately that's what we're always doing when we're letting go of these emotions, or when we are, going to ceremonies or doing different things to come into our heart and to be more free and to be more freely expressed. We're really just returning to love. So this week's song is I Surrender. I surrender. I surrender. Resistance, fear, pain, betrayal, blame, shame. I surrender. I surrender. Stop, start, fall apart, begin again, gonna win, back and forth, up and down, all the way around. I surrender, I surrender. I surrender depression, deny the suppression, whisper my confession, shout out my questions. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. I surrender the doubt, call it out, what you want, doubt what you about. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. I surrender the grief, deny the confusion, I create anyway, trusting solutions. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. I surrender. I let go the confliction of rejection, deny the indecisiveness of despair. I release the need for recognition, deny the tendency to compare. I surrender into love. I surrender into love. receiving, feeling love's care. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. Surrender resistance to the persistent insistence of love. Sweet love, I surrender. Thank you, love, I surrender. I remember love, and I surrender. I remember, and I surrender. I remember, I surrender. I surrender. Full moons. Yes, they can be a time of high energy. And depending on how they fall for each individual and the energies behind the particular full moon, it can cause sleepless nights or emotions to run high. Yes, and as we're thinking about emotions in Lion, we can think about how our energies and emotions are during a full moon. Moonlight is one of the most magical lights. It's something that can be romantic. It's something that can be truly illuminating. So hopefully you can also surrender and return to love any big emotions that you might need to let go of. Thanks for being here, friend. It is definitely nighty-night and sweet dream time. But I'll see you next Saturday or whenever you can pop in to the Soul Playhouse. Thanks, friend. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye. Nighty-night.
Yippee hooray!